Essay questions. Given below is a sketch of a human digestive system. Name parts A, B, C. A is esophagus. Esophagus. And B is small intestine. This is A. B is small intestine. And C is large intestine. Large intestine, or you can write it as colon, as it is the part of a large intestine. What is the function of bile produced in the liver in the process of food digestion? The answer is emulsification. Emulsification. Emulsification is the process where large lipid droplets turn into small droplets. So it is easy for digesting lipids. So that's what happens in bile produced in liver. What is the protein digestive enzyme containing pancreatic juice? Pancreatic juice basically produces three enzymes. Those are trypsin, amylase, and lipase. So out of that three, trypsin is helpful for digesting protein-contained foods. Step 3 adaptation in structure B to absorb digested end products of food to blood efficiently. So B is the small intestine. So small intestine is a large folded structure. It's long, as well as its surface area is very high. There are villi and there are microvilli. It is thin. So those are the adaptations. So you want to write only 3. So I will write the answer here for the fourth question. Answers are being long folded structure, and contains villi, and villi is like this, and because of the villi, the surface area of the small intestine further increases, and the microvilli are the structures on villi. Because of that also, the surface area increases. And the small intestine is a thin layer, so the absorption efficiency has increased. So what is the function performed by C? The function of C is absorption of water. Absorption of water. Next, inflammation of inner lining of mucosa, to match common disease. That disease is called gastritis. Gastritis. Part B, blood is a specialized connective tissue. State one function of connective tissue. Connective tissues are the tissues that connect tissues with other organs. So blood is example. So through blood, many things, many substances like water, oxygen, nutrients are transmitted to many organs. So blood acts as connective tissue. So we can write coordinate tissues with organs. So that is the function of connective tissue. A main feature seen in other connective tissues is not seen in blood tissue. What is that feature? Mainly, connective tissues contain matrix, and it contains fibers and cells. So in blood, the plasma is the matrix, but plasma is not secreted by the blood cells. So that is one feature. As well as blood, there is a fiber, but fiber we can see only when blood clotting. So in normal states, fibers are not present. So that is also a feature of connective tissue. So we can write plasma is not secreted from blood cells. Another one, fiber is absent in normal conditions. When blood centrifuged, it separates into two parts as shown in the diagram. In this, by what name? The part A known. Part A is plasma, and part B is corpuscles. So plasma is higher, that's 55, corpuscles is 45, and corpuscles belong red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. So RBC, WBC, and platelets. So those are additional information. In this, by what name? That is, the answer should be plasma. By what name are the nucleated irregular cells contained in part B commonly known? Irregulated. Normally, red blood cells don't contain any nucleus. To increase their hemoglobin oxygen carrying capacity, the nucleus, they don't contain any nucleus. Here, platelets also, they are considered as cell fragments, and WBC, white blood cells, only have nucleus. So irregular cells containing, the answer should be white blood cells. The state function performed by the cells you mentioned in the above, white blood cells are responsible for maintaining the immunity. In immunity, what happens is these cells can fight against germs. Fight against germs. And for further clarification is by phagocytosis. Kills germs by phagocytosis. The next question, it means part C. Two systems in human body operate to maintain coordination and homeostasis. One is the nervous system. What is the other system relevant to maintenance of coordination and homeostasis? So there are two coordinations, nervous coordination and chemical coordination. So chemical coordination is done by endocrine system. So the answer should be endocrine system. State briefly the meaning of homeostasis. The homeostasis, what happens is our internal body factors maintain in a constant manner, like body temperature, water level, and the glucose level, blood glucose level, are managed by homeostasis. So, internal body environment, internal body environment, managed in a constant manner, constant way. What is the structural unit of nervous system? In this figure, you will show it, that is neuron. Neuron is the structural unit of the nervous system, and the functional unit of the nervous system is reflex arc. The next question is about that. In this picture, you will see how reflex arc works. So the finger burns into the hot plate. Then what happens? The stimulus. It is grabbed by receptors. So receptors. Here, receptors are the five sensory organs. Here, the receptor is skin. Then this is sensory neuron. Sensory neuron. After that, sensory neuron give that impulse into the interneuron. This is interneuron. They are short and in the CNS, central nervous system. And from interneuron, that impulse transmitted to the motor neuron. Motor neuron. After that, it come to the effectors, basically muscles, effectors. Then we get out from the hot plate. So that what happened in reflex arc. Let's read this question. In a reflex action, the pathway taken by impulses is called reflex arc. State in the form of a flow chart the reflex arc from the receptor to effector in sequential order. Then you saw what happened in reflex arc previously. So it begins from receptor, then sensory neuron, then after that interneuron, then motor neuron, after that effectors. So that is the path that reflex action happen. So that's enough for now. Thank you so much.